Yes, you. Imagine someone says to you one of the following: you are stupid. You are a loser. You're not worthy. You don't deserve this. You can't do this. You are ugly, fat. You're too loud. You're just too much. You're not enough. Perhaps you recognize one or more of those statements. Maybe one or more of those tickle you in one way or the other. Did one of those strike a chord inside of you? Did you feel a little pierce in your heart, maybe? Now, I could also say to you, hey you are a really shitty houseplant. You can't sing at all. You're awful bread. You actually make a really bad chair. What would I receive in response to those comments? Maybe an eye roll, maybe a shoulder shrug, maybe a or a tired smile. My guess is that you don't really resonate with being a shitty houseplant, because you're simply not a houseplant in the first place. And you probably don't really recognize bread in you. And if you can't sing, you most likely know it already and can agree with me. And then we have laughed together. Or you can't sing and you just couldn't care less about it. So it is not about what I'm saying to you or anyone else is saying to you, or maybe even only thinking, if even that. It is about what resonates deep inside of you that makes you feel vulnerable. There's somewhere an old program that runs the show inside that still makes you cringe. And now you also could say, none of those remarks resonate in any way, shape, or form with you. They are all BS. Because who you are, your worth, is not defined by the outside world. Yet, most of us have been falling into the trap of defining ourselves and our worth through our level of intelligence, looks, achievements, and successes or failures. The moment we perceive we fall out of perceived standards, we have the tendency to take it personally. Yet, our worth is not defined by any of this. Criticism from the outside, if it's constructive, it's very welcome, because we always can learn something valuable from it. Yet our core, our essence, on the other hand, runs completely independently from it. As long as you see yourself as a victim of what others say or possibly could think, you won't change anything, because why should you? It's the others, it's the weather, it's the circumstances. And then you will stay put. You won't grow out of it, because you don't hold yourself accountable. You don't take responsibility for the way you experience things and feel about them. Someone or something else has to do something according to your rules and worldview, and only then things are all right. It's always somebody or something else that has the power over you. And if it doesn't happen, you just get angry against the world or yourself. Imagine the next time someone devalues you or insults you, you just take it as if that person said, you are a really shitty houseplant. Being bread is not your strength. You are bad at being a chair. Just take it as BS It's not about you. Your old program started running most likely in childhood when you didn't know better. You didn't have the resources yet, the power, and the knowledge of a decent antivirus program. Old woundings of others were installed on your computer, maybe even only once. Excuse me. Until this day, you just didn't update. But you can see their faulty patterns now as a burden you carry, don't you? It's always so interesting for me to see so many of my clients are amazing personalities. They're funny, smart, charming. They could win over any real heart in a heartbeat. And so often, it's only them who cannot see any of this. But at least they recognize they want to change that old, outdated program that weighs them down. And so I help them to basically reset, clean up, and restart on a different footing. My dear friend Scott Grossberg likes to say, you don't have to think like this anymore. Scott, when you see this, that is so true. Imagine stopping your inner critic for just 24 hours and seeing what actually happens then. Who is left devaluing you? Who is left insulting you? Who is actually there to make you feel small? And if you find there are one or more persons who do, you can either encounter them with a bit of compassion because there's something going on inside them, or you don't have to engage with them at all. It's not on you to save or heal others and to bend to their demands. You take responsibility for yourself. You are the one giving yourself permission to treat yourself with respect in the first place. You are the expert of yourself. Only you know your core, and your core and your worth are untouchable. Grow with constructive comments, improve and learn, but draw the line when it gets really personal. And maybe, just maybe, one day you will become a great houseplant, bread, or a useful chair. And by the way, I have several videos here on the channel that can help you to shift your perspective and to strengthen your self-love, confidence, and appreciation for who you are. Give them a listen. Change your old programming. You don't have to believe it any longer. Have a lovely day. Bye for now. Psst. You. Hey you. Yes you. Perhaps you recognize one of those or more. Fuck.